The parallel between food and audio goes far beyond eating food truck meals at pop concerts. The same comparison can be made between whiskey and audio. Let me begin this video by apologizing for my poor choice of words in the previous video. It wasn't intentional, but I clearly offended some people. I want to stress again that I don't make these videos for the small amount YouTube pays. Last month it was less than €500. That's not very motivating when my videos typically average 15,000 to 45,000 views. If just 10% of the viewers donated $1, €1 or pound, I'll be very happy. But again, I seriously apologize if I offended you. That said, many of you understood the essence of my message and supported the channel generously. Donations more than doubled, and I'm deeply grateful for that. When I was young, over half a century ago, the first thing a student would buy was a stereo. A typical setup back then might be a Pioneer PL12D turntable, a Pioneer SA500 amplifier, and a pair of Rosedale Denton 2 speakers. That system costed around 1,300 Dutch guilders. The average net monthly wage was 537 guilders, about $212 at that time. So a simple stereo equaled 2.5 monthly net salaries in 1975. If you compare that to today, with a modal net income of about €2,900, a stereo would cost €7,250. These days, most young people buy a battery-powered Bluetooth speaker for under €100 and seem perfectly happy with it. The biggest spender might go for plastic wireless mains-powered loudspeakers using a smartphone as a source. That kind of setup costs around €1,000. Though the real enthusiast might easily double that. So why are these compact systems so popular? Almost everyone between 8 and 88 owns a smartphone. Since 2007, when Apple introduced the iPhone, a device combining an iPod, an iPhone, and an internet communicator, as Steve Jobs described, it quickly became indispensable. Google soon followed with Android, heavily inspired on iOS, and both platforms developed rapidly. Today you can navigate, bank, shop, and even pay with your smartphone, no matter the operating system or bank you use. Naturally, you always have it with you, so why not use it for music playback too? Wireless active speakers only need mains power, which is available in every home. They're small, easy to place, and have what I like to call a high partner acceptance factor. And to most people, they sound great. Strong bass, high volume, and, as a former colleague once joked, high highs and low lows. As you might guess, I've always loved fast food. But at my age, and with my goal to lose weight, it's something I try to avoid. My daughter once explained why fast food is so appealing. We humans are wired to enjoy sweet, fatty and salty flavors. And those are exactly what processed foods deliver. Microwave meals, white bread, frozen pizzas, French fries, and so on. But tastes can change. Over time you can learn to appreciate the subtlety of fresh salad, a homemade pizza and quality sushi. And yes, you might even lose weight in the process. The same applies to audio. The general public is easily satisfied with small speakers that rely on digital processing and Class D amplification to deliver booming lows and loud punchy sound. And that's fine. If people are happy, who am I to judge? But there's a minority who wants more. These are the people who visit hi-fi shows, read specialist websites and watch channels like mine. What they find, though, is often middle-aged men, or worse, speaking in a language that sounds foreign. Deep and wide stereo image, low-end texture, microdynamics, mid-range coloration, filigree highs. It's like the vocabulary of wine or whiskey connoisseurs. Until you've tasted different wines or whiskies and developed your own palate, those words don't mean much. The same goes for audio. You have to listen, compare, and learn before the language makes sense. If you are lucky enough to live near a reputable hi-fi dealer, that's the best place to start. Call them and make an appointment, ideally on a weekday when they have more time for you. Ask for a demonstration where only one setup is playing, without other loudspeakers nearby. If your budget is around €700, don't expect miracles from the dealer. The demo might be limited, but if you're spending several thousands of euros, of dollars or pounds, it's reasonable to have the dealer prepare one or two systems for comparison. At the 5-figure level, many dealers will even install the system in your home. If you live far away, they may charge some cost, but that's fair. And what if you want to explore the hi-fi world by yourself? A local hi-fi show is a good place to start. There you'll find retailers and distributors demonstrating their gear. Go with a friend if possible. Listen in several rooms and exchange the experience with your friend. Not every system will suit your taste, and that's okay. Don't let anyone pressure you into liking something. Perhaps you haven't yet learned to appreciate refined sound and still prefer the fast food kind. That's part of your personal journey towards hi-fi nirvana. Initially, we expect stereo systems to sound like a stereo, not like live instruments. Sometimes your brain needs a reset. Also note, not every show demo will sound great. Sometimes the distributor only had a day to set up. Sometimes the room is acoustically poor, or the staff isn't well trained, or maybe the noise from the neighboring room ruins it. Whatever the reason, try to understand why you don't like the sound. Then move to another room. Hi-fi, short for high fidelity, suggests there's one absolute truth in music reproduction. There isn't. Take the symphonic music. Recording engineers use specific microphones. One type for violins, another for brass, another for vocals. If there were one truth, only one microphone type would exist. The choices the recording engineer makes already shapes the sound you hear. Placement also matters. By deciding where to put the microphones, the engineer creates a version of a live event. To judge the result, he uses studio monitors, loudspeakers designed for professional use. That might be portable, high power, or just good enough resolution. But no two studio monitors sound alike, and preferred brands change every few years. Floyd Toole once said he could identify the production era of a recording simply by the way it sounded. He also noted that recordings were judged on monitors that themselves were tuned by playing recordings. A fascinating loop, isn't it? No room, no concert hall, and no reverb, whether natural or digital, sounds the same. Our hearing constantly adapts to local acoustics. Natural coloration, like low-level reverberation or gentle resonances, don't bother us. But unnatural distortion, whether electronic or mechanical, can be distracting, unless, of course, we've become used to it. Think of the sound of a distorted guitar by Carlos Santana, David Gilmour, or Eric Clapton. It's distortion, yes, but it's also an artistic choice we've learned to love. The difference is that distortion in loudspeakers, amplifiers or sources isn't intentional. Once you train yourself to hear those flaws, you get closer to what the artist intended. That, to me, is the real truth. You can't capture it with measurement alone. despite what some claim. And good sound doesn't have to cost a fortune. For example, my Setup 3 can be had for around €1,250. It comprises of an NAD C316 BEE, a pair of DALI Oberon 1 loudspeakers, and the Veeam Pro Plus streamer with Hi-Fi powered 2 power supply, a pair of ELAC Debut 3.0 B6.3 speakers also sound spectacular for the price. So yes, you can enjoy a healthy stereo for the cost of a fast food system. From there you can upgrade with a subwoofer, isolation or better cables. Happy days! In the end, everything I've said is just my opinion, nor more valid than anyone else's. But I promise you this, once you find the right stereo for yourself, it's like rediscovering albums you've known for years. Trust your own ears, don't rely on marketing, and don't follow just one reviewer unless his recommendations consistently work for you. Better to gather several opinions. Make up your own mind and then get a proper demo. The more wisely you invest time and money, the greater the reward. But don't be fooled, magical supercalifragilistic products only exist in fairy tales. Which brings us to the end of this video. A new one is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram or TikTok. Patreon and YouTube Premium members get early access and no ads. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it, it really helps. A huge thank you to everyone who supports the channel financially. You keep me independent and that means a lot. Even €1, pound or dollar makes a difference. It's easily done using the QR code on the screen or the links in the description to contribute. I'm Hans Beekhuizen. Thank you for watching, and whatever you do, enjoy the music.